Goose Fraba. Goose Fraba. That actually works. That calms you down. Goose Fraba. Have you ever seen Anger Management with, I think it was Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson? Is that Adam Sandler? Let me look that up. Anger Management, 2003. God damn it, Google. Anger Man. Yep, Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. I was 13 when that movie came out. It's crazy. There's a scene in that movie where the anger management therapist guy teaches his clients to do an ancient Inuit chant that calms them down. It kind of works. Goose Fraba. It kind of works. So, we're here. I knew this day would come. We're 6 weeks into this. 5 videos behind me. Or is it 6? 6 videos behind me, 5 weeks in. And I don't know what to talk about. And that's going to be the kind of the point of this video. I knew I was going to run out of things to talk about. I didn't think it would happen this fast, but it did. So now this video is just going to be about the fact that I don't know what to talk about. And the kind of the future of the channel and where it's going to go, what I'm going to do. I'm not quitting. I'm not abandoning the channel. Don't worry. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to talk about. You know, when that first video popped off, that viral video popped off, one of my first thoughts was, I will never recover from this. Because that kind of inorganic influx of attention on something that wasn't really ever my intention to do on YouTube, which was this life talk therapy shit. All of a sudden you have all these people that want something that I don't know if I can really provide them. I don't even know where to go with this now. If there are really long pauses while I try to think of what to say, I'll edit them out to try to make it a little bit better. I want minimal edits, but if it's like really bad and I'm literally just sitting here for 2 minutes just staring at the screen, I'll edit that out for you. So, I had a bunch of ideas to like kind of talk about with this subject, and now they're all just ejected out of my head because now we're live. And when you go live, I just get like brain fog just starts. It's hard to start rolling. And, you know, as a viewer, you know, it's easy for you. You just show up, you put the video on for 30 minutes, you listen, you play a game, you're working your shift or whatever. But for me, it's really hard because I don't have the benefit of a targeted, specific niche where I can just hammer a topic or a constellation of closely related topics and just kind of research and write scripts. That's the other thing, is I don't write scripts, which I think is a good thing for this kind of content. If I wrote scripts, it would come off as fake and stilted, rote. And that's wrote with an R, not a W, in case you don't know what that word means. But at the same time, it means that the whole time I'm flying by the seat of my pants, you know? I'm just riffing. And especially because the niche of this channel now is my life. It's really hard to talk. It's really hard to come up with something to talk about every week. Because, I'm not some swashbuckling adventurer with some new tale to weave every week. I'm just a guy. My life is as boring as anybody else's. I get up, I take a shit, I go to work, I come home, I play video games. I'm just a normal guy. And admittedly, this last month has been kind of crazy, kind of hectic. So I've had some stuff to talk about. We also had the Charlie Kirk shooting. That's third week, which gave me something to talk about. But there's not much going on in the news right now. Another government shutdown. Who gives a shit, really? These government shutdowns are so fucking boring. What am I supposed to talk about, really? So I'm left wanting. I'm left hanging for a topic. And also, there's another element to this whole thing where these kinds of off-the-cuff videos, I think they require a level of mental clarity and energy, like to just kind of let it flow and have the cadence and the energy and the lightness of spirit, kind of, that I think all good entertainers need to some degree, that I just don't have right now because of my lifestyle. Because I'm sedentary, because I'm in a perpetual state of elevated inflammation from smoking. I didn't quit smoking, by the way. I relapsed, but I'm going to try that again. I'm running out, so I should run out today, some point today. And then I'm going to put on the patch and try again. I made it like 3 or 4 days. I made a whole day at work without a patch on because I forgot to put one on. And I was a little bit more ornery, a little bit grumpier than usual, but it really wasn't that bad. I find that it's actually a lot easier to stay off the cigarettes when I'm working because I'm away from home. I'm busy. I'm doing stuff, so I'm not bored. I'm distracted, so it's actually easier when I'm working. I was thinking it would be hard while I'm working because when I'm working, I use the cigarette, like my 15-minute breaks and my lunch breaks. Like those cigarettes get me through the day. But it's actually the opposite. Because I'm working, it's actually easier not to smoke. And when I'm home and I have days off, that's when, idle hands are the devil's plaything kind of situation. I guess I could go into some life update stuff before I go into that. This week, my mom had surgery on her arm. She broke her arm a couple of weeks ago. I think I mentioned that on a past video. And she had been, using it more than she should. And apparently the bone was out of alignment. So she had to go in for kind of an emergency surgery within like a 3-day notice kind of thing to reset it. And they put a plate in her arm with screws or whatever. And I guess that's going to be in there forever. And the first day she was home, I had to call out of work, actually. I was working that day, and I had to call out because she was completely incapable of doing anything by herself. I had to help her to the bathroom 10 times a day. But luckily now, after a couple of days now we're like 4 or 5 days into this. She's doing a lot better. She's able to go to the bathroom by herself, which is nice. She's using a walker. She's had a walker for a while, but she, I think for ego reasons, she wasn't really using it. But she's learned how valuable it is for her now, so I think she's going to start using that more often. It'll definitely help minimize the risk of more falls if she does use it. And I'm really glad she's doing better, because for a minute I was really worried that this was going to be my new reality, where I was going to have to quit my job because I have to be home with her all the time, and what the fuck do I do then? But it looks like she should be okay as far as that goes, so that's good. Work has been a little bit better. After that first 1 to 2 weeks, I've started to settle into it more, get into the routine of it. Starting to get to know the coworkers a little bit, which makes it a little bit more bearable. Have a bit of rapport with some people. Still sucks. It's still retail. It's still not what I want to do. I'm still getting paid like shit. I'm standing in place all day or pushing carts, but it's not as bad. Coming up, it's like for the next 2 weeks we have scheduled out, I think, right now, and I think I have 2 days on register, and the rest are all carts, which I'm like both happy with and kind of nervous about, because on the one hand I much prefer to do carts than register, because register you're just standing in one spot, and that my knee is like totally fucked up from that. I've never really had knee problems. Like I said before, I had transient mild knee issues, and that's why I ended up bailing on the Amazon driver job, because I knew if I did that it would completely screw my knee up. But now that I've been doing cashier and I'm standing all day, this knee is now fucked. Although today, because I've been off the last couple of days, it's a little bit better. So carts are not actually, ironically, they're not hard on my knee. You'd think be pushing carts all day, walking like 5 to 7 miles a day, would be bad on the knee, but it's not. It's actually fine on the knee. The only thing with the carts is my hamstrings, but I figure those will just strengthen up. They already don't hurt as much, and I'm already adapting a little bit to that. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing just carts going forward. I don't, ideally it'd be nice to have like half and half the day you do register, half the day you do carts, but I don't know what their system is, so it looks like I'm just doing carts now. We'll see what happens with that. I'll probably bounce back between them. So yeah, work, and I know that's what a lot of you people want to hear about. Work is going fine now. Again, it sucks. It's retail. It's an entry-level retail position. It sucks, but I'm getting into the swing of things a little more. So like that new job nervousness is no longer there. I know what I'm doing. It's easy. Being a cashier is easy. Carts are easy. Luckily, let me check. I think a lot of my cart shifts coming up are like more in the daytime. No, not really. No, I lied. They're mostly closing shifts. I was gonna say if they're mostly in like the middle of the day, that'd be pretty good, because then it won't get too cold. That's something I have to look forward to here, is doing it at night in the winter. It's gonna be freezing. But I figure if I get the right equipment, clothing, gloves, jackets, hopefully it's not too bad. We'll see, but it is what it is, That's going to be interesting. Doing it in winter time, it's kind of scary, but I'll just have to do it intelligently, wear a jacket, gloves, all that stuff, maybe a scarf or something. I figure since I'll be like exercising the whole time, maybe that'll make it a little bit more bearable, get the body heat up. So I have a pimple on my ass the size of a Toblerone segment right now. It's not a hemorrhoid. Hemorrhoids are internal. This is on my ass cheek. I think it's my chair. My chair is terrible. So yeah, like there's not much to talk about with work. You guys all want to hear about like how's work going, man. I get in my streams, which we'll talk about in a bit. Like every stream, there's like 20 people. How's work today? How's work going? How's work? It's like that's what you guys all want to hear about, is how's work. It's work. It's retail, and this gets back to the original, what I started with. There's not that much to talk about with work. It's like the first week or two, I can talk about it. It's a new experience. It beat my ass. It was new. It was fresh. Now I'm 4 weeks in. 3 weeks. I think I'm ending my third week right now. Start my fourth. It's a job. I'm used to it. It's not new anymore. It's not fresh. It's not shiny. It's just routine now. So there's not much I can talk about, right? If something happens, I'll talk about it. If some event takes place or something, I'll talk about it, but probably won't be very often because it's work. What am I supposed to talk about? Oh, today I rang up cash. I did cash register. Everyone came in with their EBT cards. I pushed some cards. It was pretty good. I mean, I can't talk about that for very long, So I'm in this situation now where I don't really know what to talk about. And I'm realizing that I'm kind of in the same position that I was in about 10 years ago. When I was 23 years old, I started doing stand-up comedy. I did it on my first time ever was on my 23rd birthday. And I did it for about 3 years. And it was pretty fun. It was very stressful, but it was like the first time I ever felt like I was good at something. I would say for my level, of a total newbie open micer, I was good, decent. I wasn't good. I wasn't good, that's for sure. But for a newbie, I showed a lot of potential. A lot of my peers kind of respected me. I had to earn that respect over those 3 years because when you start out, it's very, very cliquey and political, and a lot of people didn't like me. But some of them, like there's this one guy I'm thinking of, I'm not going to name his name, but when I first started, I fucking hated him. And I remember there was one experience where I was doing a set at a bar at an open mic. And right the second I went up on stage, this piece of shit, if you're watching, you piece of shit. And again, I kind of grew to like this guy over the time, but this guy gets up right as I go on stage. He gets up and starts to leave. But before he leaves, he starts saying goodbye to everyone, all the other comics in the crowd, loudly, standing up. His back is turned to me. He's shaking hands. He's, just obviously doing what he's doing, right? And I remember I stopped in the middle of my set and I just looked at him and I was like, well, fucking leave. Right? Because I was insulted because he was insulting me. I mean, if you're watching, come on, bro. We know what you're doing. And he looked at me and then kind of left. But then over the years, I got to know him a little bit better. You see each other all the time. We just started to get more friendly with each other. I wouldn't say we were ever friends, but we were friendlier. And I remember very, very distinctly, there was one show, I ran a showcase in Newport, Rhode Island. Ooh, I just doxed myself. In Newport, Rhode Island at a dive bar that no longer exists, unfortunately. Jimmy's Saloon. Fuck, I'm doxing myself here, whatever. I ran a showcase. It was a monthly showcase. We did ran for about a year. And it was a monthly show. And I remember one of the shows, he was on it, this guy. I was hosting, and he was headlining. And I was doing really well. I was borderline killing it. I would never say I actually killed it ever in my 3-year career as an open micer, but I came close. And that night was one of those close nights where I came close to killing it. Got some laughs. I was really relaxed. The audience liked me. I was hosting the whole night. And I remember one joke I told made him laugh really hard. It was one of those moments where the rest of the audience didn't really laugh that hard because it was kind of a dark joke. But he burst out laughing when I said it. And then after the show, I was hanging out with the guys after the show. And I paid them all, by the way. All these shows we would take, it was like a $5 cover. And I made sure that I paid everyone. I don't remember. I feel like it was $20. It was either 10 or $20. I feel like it was like 20 to 20. I think the headliner got like 25 and the other guys got like 10 or 15. And even if we didn't make enough, we usually did make enough from the cover to pay everybody. But even if we didn't, I would go out of pocket because I had to pay them. And if we made enough, there was usually like nothing. Like I would make like I would make less than the guys on the show after paying everybody. But so we're hanging out after the show, and this guy who I started off as like hating, he basically said, you're a real comic, you're a real comic. Because I had done so well as the host, I was relaxed, I was making people laugh. He kind of gave me that, he threw me that bone a little bit. He was like, you're a comic. He was kind of accepting me as one of them. And that experience will always stick with me because it was like one of the only moments where I felt like I had accomplished anything of value. But after that, I had a few more showcases after that, and then I basically made the decision to quit stand-up because I was in a situation, the same situation that I'm in right now. 10 years later. I was like 25. I think I might have been 26. I think I was like 26 when I quit. So this was like 9 years ago, I guess, which is crazy because 9 years is really not that long, but it feels like it was 50 years ago. It feels like a completely different lifetime, and it was like less than a decade ago. It's weird. Think about this. Less than a decade ago, Trump was not president. Isn't that weird? Less than 10 years ago, Trump was not president. Or should I say 10 years ago, Trump was not president. That's crazy to me. Doesn't it feel like, it feels like 25, 30 years ago. So much has happened in the last 10 years. It's weird. So I quit stand-up comedy because I realized I didn't have what it took to do it at a high level. And not necessarily because of the lack of talent or sense of humor, because I think I had that. But what I lacked was the wherewithal to be consistent and disciplined and energetic and creative enough to do it. There are a bunch of other reasons, like the lifestyle of a comedian, being on the road 50 weeks out of the year didn't appeal to me at all. But the big reason was like I just couldn't. I was too, you could call it lazy if you want. I didn't have the wherewithal, the capacity, the capability to give it what it needed to do it properly. And I realized that the reason, or at least I intuited, I assumed, I suspected that the reason was because of my lifestyle. Back then I was the same as I am now. Arguably a little bit better in some ways, a little worse in other ways. A lot of my like psychological, personal, inner work had not really started. Quitting stand-up kind of got me to start the journey of self-reflection and introspection to like learn about my history, my upbringing, and all that stuff. So that was completely unconscious and stuff. But over the decade, in some ways, a lot of my addictions have gotten worse. That's how it works. Addiction is progressive. It doesn't just kind of stay. It kind of gets worse over time. So in some ways I was better. In some ways I was worse. But it was a very similar situation to what I'm in now, which is I'm a fat, lazy addict who doesn't get enough sleep, doesn't have any discipline. And if I want to do something with my life, I need to get healthy. I need to lose weight. I need to work out. I need to prioritize sleep. I need to clean up my diet. I need to stop smoking cigarettes and drinking. I'm not really drinking. I haven't really drank in a while, but I need to stop shooting myself in the foot every day when I get up. Just loading inflammation on my body all day long. Not working out. Eating like shit. Because when you're doing all that stuff, your mental is not there. You're slow. You have brain fog. Poor focus. You're depressed. You have anxiety. All that stuff. And when you're, and I kind of had this realization back then, when you're a performer of some kind, when you're a stand-up specifically, your whole body is your instrument. You know, your mind is your instrument, your brain is your instrument, but your whole body, everything, your whole being is the tool that you use to express yourself and entertain people. And if you're unhealthy, and to be fair, there are plenty of super unhealthy, degenerate comedians out there who are good, but I think those are very much the exception. And I think if they were healthy, they'd be way better at what they do than when they're unhealthy. So I quit stand-up 9 or so years ago with the intention of getting back into it in a few years. That never happened. After getting my shit together, which for me really meant getting healthy. It meant losing weight, cleaning up my diet, exercising, getting good sleep, getting sober. Because I knew that until I did all that, I would always be operating at like 25% capacity. My energy would be low. My brain will just it's not going to work properly. It's going to misfire and be slow. And here we are, a decade later, and I'm basically in the same boat I was. Again, better in some ways, worse in others. And now I have another thing here with this YouTube, which is kind of similar to the stand-up thing in the sense that it's just me talking, which means that, and it's just me talking in a kind of off-the-cuff way. And if I want to be good at that, I need a couple of things. I need energy. I need to just have the fuel to just put it out there. But then I also need the intellect to be creative, to come up with ideas, to have interesting perspectives and takes and insights into things. And I also need the levity. I need the lightness of spirit. I need to be happy. Because if you're depressed, it's really hard to muster up any kind of, flamboyance. I don't know what the word is. Like, when you're happy and you're centered, when you're happy and when you're happy and you're centered, it's like the flow, the stream of consciousness. It's like you see all of these avenues that you can go down and things that you can catch. And that's where the magic is. But when you're depressed and you're like weighed down by that, it's like you're pushing Play-Doh through a fucking mesh screen, and it's just like, and it doesn't make for entertaining content. So I'm in the same place I was 10 years ago with a new thing that demands the same kind of thing from me that I didn't fix last time. So now I'm in this situation where I'm faced with the same gambit where I have this thing that I could potentially be good at, that could potentially make me money, that could potentially be a career for all I know, that I think suits my personality and my skill set. Kind of feels like something I was made for a little bit. But I'm my own worst enemy. I am in my way every single day with the decisions that I make and my lifestyle. And I'm basically the universe is presenting me with, do you want to be happy or do you want to be comfortable? Right? And the insidious thing is it's not comfortable. Chest pains from smoking and being broke constantly because you're spending all your money on cigarettes and drugs, that's not comfortable. But there is that kind of comfort bubble that you're in when you're an addict and you're just rolling on that addiction cycle. And it is very scary and painful to break out of it. So I didn't rise to the occasion last time. But now I'm a little older and I'm a little hungrier. That's a big thing as well, because, back then it was much easier to mooch off of my mother than it is now. I had way more time, and that kind of reckless abandon of youth made it so that I wasn't really hungry. I was just like chilling. Now, my future is very uncertain. I don't know what's going to happen. The clock is ticking. So I'm much hungrier than I used to be for success. So, and if, I don't even want to say it, because then if I say it, I'm committed to it, and I don't want to commit to it because it's scary. But it feels like now I have to get my shit together. I have to fix my diet. I have to start working out. I have to be healthy. Because I can't really do this otherwise. I really can't. Not at any level that would be worth doing it at. Just like the stand-up. It's the exact same situation as the stand-up 10 years ago. I haven't started yet. I kind of just had this realization last night that I was in the same position as I was with stand-up. I just had it last night when I was going to bed. I didn't intend to talk about it in this video until last night when I realized it. So, I guess that's what I got to do. I don't really have any other choice. Because otherwise I'll just get worse. I'll get fatter. I'll get more miserable. This thing will just fizzle out into nothingness, which would be so tragic. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's scary, but it's a good thing I have a reason to do it. You guys are all helping me you're helping push me in this direction because, I feel like there's something here. I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers. I've made some scratch from this, not a ton. People have asked me how much money have I made from this. I'll tell you, fuck it. In the month of September, I think I'm going to be making about $3,300 from ads, super chats, combined, about $3,300. I'm not going to be making that in October. I can tell you that right now, because it's like half of that was from that viral video. So I don't know what I'm going to make this month, or in the month after that. It'll be a lot less, but it'll still be something. It'll still be better than nothing. Help supplement my income, make it a little bit less difficult working an entry-level retail job. Make paying rent a little bit more viable. So now I have something tangible and real. I have a bunch of people that are enjoying what I do. many of whom are supporting me financially directly, which I appreciate so much. Everyone out there who's donated, Cringe Kev, Nick Edens, all those guys. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. I can't think of them. But like everyone who's super chatted on the streams or given me super thanks in the comment section, or just watch the videos with YouTube Premium or no ad block, or even if you watched it with ad block, I don't give a shit. Everyone who supported, you know, but especially the people who supported with money. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you've given me something real and tangible. You've given me something to lose, basically. You've given me something worth getting my shit together for. And again, I hate to even say this because, like, if next week my shit isn't together, you know, I'm gonna feel like such a failure. And it's like I'm setting standards and goals for myself, which I have never really done, you know. And I have people to disappoint now, which is scary, but at the same time, it's kind of fueling. You can help keep me accountable to myself and to my mission here. All that being said, I have no fucking clue what the next video is going to be. No idea. I have no topic ideas whatsoever. I do plan on doing a video. If one doesn't come, that's why, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking walks. I walk my dog every day, but I don't really walk on my own. I did for a while, but I haven't in a long time. I'm going to start going on walks with the intention of coming up with video ideas. I know a lot of people say that walking is a great way to brainstorm ideas and like integrate ideas that you're working with. So I'm going to start intentionally doing that with the hopes, the desperate hopes that I can come up with something to talk about, because I'm at a loss now. One thing that's been really easy is the streaming. We could talk about streaming for a sec. I realize I've been streaming a lot. I've been streaming like every day, a couple times a day. And I didn't really fully understand the nature of that with YouTube. Every time you do a stream and you finish the stream, it basically converts to a regular YouTube video. When you do a stream and then it's live and then it ends, it converts into just any other YouTube video at that point. And it's treated like any other YouTube video. So what happens is that live stream VOD is now pumped out to your subscriber feeds because it's just like a video. Like any other video you would post, it's a video, it gets pumped to your subscribers. And I didn't realize that. So what was happening is, because I was streaming every day, sometimes multiple times a day, people were getting like 10 streams in their sub feeds. And their streams, you know, stream VODs, people who want to watch a live stream after it's aired are a kind of unique breed. Most people don't do that. So it was having the effect of just totally cluttering people's shit with my VODs, which was alienating some people, which I totally understand. I don't blame them at all. A lot of my fans, the people who are on my side here, they were saying, oh, don't worry about that, fuck them, who cares, it doesn't matter. It does matter though, because you know, these people are here to support me with their watch time, and I owe them a certain level of consideration for the hygiene of their feeds. And let's be real, stream VODs are not really where it's at. You know, even if the streams are good, the post live VODs, very, very few people are interested in that. So I feel like there's no point in pushing 100 of those on people a day. All it's doing is pissing people off, and it's serving very little value to me because very few people are watching them anyway, the post live VODs. So all it's doing is pissing people off for really no reason. So what I've figured out a solution to this. It's not a perfect solution because it does mean that less people will be watching the VODs, but I figure the people who want to watch the VODs still can. They just have to do a little bit extra effort, and I apologize to those people, but it is what it is. You got to compromise when you're dealing with large numbers of people with different interests. It is what it is. So now I'm going to be streaming as much as I want, every day, multiple times a day, whatever. However, once the stream ends, I'm going to automatically unlist the video, and I'm going to put it into a playlist. So that way, you'll only ever see a stream by me if I'm actually live, which is good because I want people to watch the streams. So if people are interested in it, they'll see it in their feed when it's live. It's going to be, one stream at a time, only when it's live. So most people probably won't even see this thing in their feeds. And I figure one stream when it's actually live. If you're pissed off by that, go fuck yourself at that point. I don't care. But sorry, I hear something out there. I think my mom's going to the bathroom. I can hear her walker roller. So you'll only ever see the one live stream when it's actually live in your feed. And then after that, it'll go unlisted, so you'll never see the VOD in your feed. So you won't see 20 VODs in your feed. But if you would like to watch the VOD, some people do. If you missed a stream and you want to check it out, there's a playlist on my channel. It's at the very, very top of my channel. It's called VODs. And it's weird because if I made every video in the thing unlisted, the playlist just doesn't show up. I don't know why, because unlisted videos in playlists are still viewable to anyone who can see the playlist. But if every video in the playlist is unlisted, it doesn't show up on your main channel. It shows up in the playlist section, but it does not show up on your main channel even if you feature the playlist. Don't get it. Don't understand it. So I had to make one of the VODs public just so the playlist would show up on my channel. But if you click the playlist itself and you open it up, you'll see all the VODs. So if you're interested in that, they're there for you. Another reason why live stream VODs might be bad, I don't know if this is true, but I heard this and it makes sense, is because it's treated as a video, and because most people aren't going to watch them, and even if they do watch them, are they going to sit through a 2-3 hour live stream VOD? Probably not. They might watch it for like 5-10 minutes and click off. I think that could hurt your algorithm hygiene, because now you've got all these videos coming out that nobody's watching, and the few who do watch it are watching it for like 2% of the runtime, and then they click off. That doesn't look good for your engagement, and that can hurt your reach. I've also heard that making things unlisted can hurt your reach. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm learning a lot. I'm experimenting. I'm seeing what happens, but I think this is the best solution. I think the VODs are there for people who want them. They're not going to spam people who don't want them, and it will still let me stream as much as I want, basically. The streams have been really fun. Really fun. Got a lot of recurring visitors. We're building a little community here. It's really easy for me. I just play video games and talk to people. And it's fun. I'm talking. Depending on the game I'm playing, I'm trying to interact with chat the whole time. So if you're jonesing for some snooks, catch me on a live stream. We can talk together, and it's really fun. Honestly, I like it. I've been streaming Baby Steps, which is a weird ass game. Streaming some Morrowind, some Oblivion. A lot of people like Oblivion. It's the best performing game by far. I had so much more to talk about. Someone's pinging me on Discord here. What the fuck? Let me get rid of this. It's distracting me. Okay. Still recording. If you're wondering why my hair is like this, I just took a shower. Probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, right? What else? What else? We have memberships now. I have absolutely nothing to give you. Eventually, I'm trying to get some custom emotes, maybe some badges. In terms of like member only content, I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a member only stream once a week or something. I don't know how that's all going to go. Again, I'm new. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I do want to give the members something for their money, for their subscription. It's $2 if you're interested. Definitely going to have custom emotes for the streams. Maybe custom badges or something. And again, over time, as I get better at this, I'll have more to offer members. So I apologize to the current members for not having anything for you, but I feel like I shouldn't have put memberships up. But you see the dollar signs. It's just like, well, I'm just leaving money on the table at that point. But now it's like, now that people giving me ad revenue or one-time super thanks or super chats or whatever, that's one thing. But people choosing to like commit to a monthly sub, even if it's relatively low, it's like $2. It feels more. I feel like I have more of an obligation to these people to give them something for their money. Because when it's like a super chat or a super thanks or just the ad revenue, that just feels like a one and done kind of like, hey, here you go. And then like I thank them and we interact a little bit. So that feels like I'm giving them something for that. But with the sub, even if it's less than the super chats I would get, there's something about it. It feels more committal, and it feels like I owe them something more for that. So it's like I kind of regret turning on memberships, honestly, because it's put a little bit of pressure on me to deliver for these people. But again, maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help push me to do this thing properly. So yeah, the future of this channel is uncertain. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit. That doesn't mean I'm stopping. I just don't really know where it's going to go. Do I want to be a political guy? I mean, I'm a pretty political person, but I don't know. I don't really want to be this. First of all, I don't want to be hunted down by the CIA, number one. I'm a bit of a pussy, I'm going to be honest. If I just became a political guy, it would be very hard not to get banned and black bagged, whatever they call it, disappeared. So there's an element of that where it's like getting into the political arena is a whole nother level of real. It does give you a lot to talk about, to be fair, but I'm a little leery of that, to be honest. But if not that, then what? I don't know. I really don't know. I really like the streaming. And I know no one here gives a shit about the streaming. Very few of you give a shit about the streaming, but the streaming feels great because it's like I can talk because I'm talking to people. I'm bouncing off the chatters, So it gives me something to talk about. It's chill. It's relaxed. People get to know me, we're interacting, ask me questions. I'm answering them. And it feels really good. I'm really, really enjoying the streaming element. Even if it's a relatively small number of people that are watching them. It's the most fun I'm having with this whole thing, that's for sure. And you don't make a lot on streams. Like ad revenue on streams is nothing. I had like a 4-hour Oblivion stream with over 100 peak live viewers, and you make like $5 on ads. So the ad revenue isn't shit. Super chats are kind of good. But I make way more on the videos. But the streams are way more fun. So I'm going to definitely be doing the streams. And I'm going to be doing the videos too. I just don't know what to talk about in them. That's the problem. But that's kind of my objective here. That's my mission now, is to come up with ideas of what to talk about. Yeah, obviously, if I have like a life update, something going on at work, something going on in my personal life, I'll obviously talk about that because that's what a lot of you guys want. So anything like that, I will talk about. But the thing is, you can't bank on something like that happening every week. Maybe it only happens once a month. Maybe there's a whole month where nothing really is going on in my life and I can't talk about it. So I need to talk about something. So I'm going to work on those walks, those brainstorming walks to try and come up with ideas of things to talk about. I need to just have my phone on me whenever some kind of idea for a topic comes up. I need to write it down because I feel like I'm out on the edge here. The road, the train track, I'm putting the train track out in front of me, and I'm running out of fucking struts. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not. God damn, we're 50 minutes in. Holy shit! I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna keep going. Again, it's possible. It's possible that some weeks you don't get a video. Right? It's possible. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. My goal is to never let that happen. But I'm just saying it's a possibility that there might be a week where I don't have a video. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to just push some bullshit out because I feel like I have to. Okay? Because that is a guarantee to have bad content. And, I do that enough times, people will lose interest really quick. So I would rather piss people off by not posting a video a week, have a week without a video, than just push out slop every week. So, it is what it is. I'm a weird guy. This is a weird channel, right? You're not getting Mr. Beast. You're not getting, you're not getting like maybe a typical YouTube. This is like a weird kind of organic thing that I'm doing. So that comes with advantages and benefits, but it also comes with disadvantages and drawbacks. It is what it is. I'm going to try to put a video out every week. I'm going to try my best. And I'm also going to, I guess I'm going to have to get my shit together. I'm going to have to lose weight. I'm going to have to get in shape. I'm going to have to get healthy. Because if there's any hope of me putting a video out every week that anyone would give a shit about listening to, I need every advantage I can get. I have to stop shooting myself in the foot every day with my lifestyle. I have to get out of my own way if I'm gonna do this. Just like with stand-up, which I didn't do. So there's a million things I'm sure I forgot. But I feel like I'm running out of steam here. I'm just, you get to the point where you're just kind of repeating yourself. I'm going to stream possibly right after I upload this. So if you're interested in streaming, if you've never watched a stream before, if you're one of those people that's like, stream, what's that? I implore you to try it. Just pop in for 5 minutes. You don't have to, just check it out. They're kind of fun. They're very chill, laid back. It's like hanging out, and we're all just interacting. And I'm playing a video game. We're interacting. I try to, depending on the game, I try to talk constantly to chat, which can result in situations where I'm just walking around aimlessly in a town in the video game because I can't pay attention to the video game. But it's kind of fun. It's fun to just kind of talk to people, interact with people. I don't have a set schedule yet. That's one thing I want to do, is once I know my work schedule for the week, have a strict schedule of when I'm streaming, what I'm streaming. Right now, I'm just going by the seat of my pants whenever I feel like it, whatever I feel like. But again, over time, hopefully, as I start to get my shit together and improve and get more energy and the brain fog starts to dissipate, I can get more disciplined and consistent and deliberate with what I'm doing rather than this kind of scattershot shit that I'm doing right now. Figure out some benefits, perks for the members beyond just custom emotes, and have a consistent, foretold streaming schedule that you can refer to. I'll put it in the post section when I do it. Diversify platforms, multi-stream to Twitch or Kick or something in addition to YouTube. Have chat overlays and all that fancy shit, waiting screens, all that stuff, level up my tech. Right now, very low level, and that's the problem, right? Right now, because I'm so drained all the time from my lifestyle, everything I'm doing is at a very low level. And that's why I need to get my shit together. And that's what I'm going to do. So, I'm sure I'll think of something I forgot right after I stop recording, but it is what it is. I've been talking for almost an hour here. Feels pretty good. I thought this would be like a 20-minute shitty ass piece of shit video. It might be a shitty video, I don't know, but at least it wasn't 20 minutes. Okay. Thanks for watching, you guys. Tune in for the streams. Support me on buymeacoffee.com. Links in the description. All that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.